Maria had cleaned thousands of rooms across 2 decades. Nothing surprised her anymore, until room 409, tucked in the nightstand under a Bible and a crumpled receipt, was a letter. A letter with her name on it, from a guest who had never checked out. Maria Santiago had worked at the Grand Park Hotel for 21 years. Every morning at 6:45 she punched in, tied her hair into a bun, and rolled her cart of supplies down the polished hallways. She never missed a day, not during flu season, not when her son broke his leg, not even after her husband left. The hotel had become her second home, room after room, made, scrubbed, turned over. Guests came and went, honeymooners, businessmen, drifters, celebrities no one recognized out of makeup, and Maria. She was invisible to them all, just a blur in the background. But that's the thing about invisible people, they see everything. Room 409 was nothing special. Queen bed, city view, peeling wallpaper near the bathroom vent. But that week it was booked for 5 nights by a man named Daniel Reed, paid in full, never requested room service, never caused a mess. Maria noticed small things about him, how he always left exactly one light on, how the bed was never fully slept in, just sat on. How he always tipped $10 tucked neatly under the TV remote. On the 5th morning, his Do Not Disturb sign stayed up until checkout time passed. Front desk called, no answer. Security knocked, still nothing. Finally, they entered. The room was still, not messy, not alarming, just still. But Daniel Reed was gone, no suitcase, no wallet. Only one thing left behind, a folded sheet of paper sticking out from the drawer of the nightstand. The manager picked it up, read it, frowned, then handed it to Maria. Her hands trembled as she read the name on the envelope. Her name. To Maria, if she finds this. Inside was a handwritten note. 20 years ago, I made a mistake that ruined your life. I couldn't leave this world without trying to make it right. Go to the address below. There's something there that belongs to you. It was signed Daniel Ramirez. Ramirez. That name hadn't crossed Maria's mind in years, but the moment she read it, the memories came rushing back like a tide. 20 years earlier, Maria worked part-time cleaning luxury apartments. One afternoon, she came home early to find police waiting at her door. Her younger brother, Thomas, had been arrested for robbery. Cash and jewelry taken from an apartment she'd just cleaned the day before. Maria swore he was innocent, that she'd never even left him alone in the building. But the security footage showed someone in a hoodie, roughly his height, slipping out the side stairwell. The apartment belonged to a man named Daniel Ramirez. He testified in court, said he recognized Tomas. His words sealed the case. Tomas served 8 years, and Maria lost everything, her job, her credibility, her trust in people. The note included a street address. Maria stood outside it the next morning, a quiet house on the edge of town. Paint peeling, lawn dry, windows shuttered. She knocked. No one answered, but the door was unlocked. Inside, the house was clean but bare. In the middle of the living room sat a small wooden chest. No lock, no note, just a sticky note on top that read, "I hope this gives you back the years I took." Inside were two things: a manila folder filled with legal documents and a canvas bag of money. The documents were confessions, signed statements detailing the setup, how Daniel had framed Tomas after a bad gambling loss, how he bribed the guard to erase real footage, and how he'd lived with the guilt ever since. Maria stood in that empty living room for hours, crying, shaking. Not from the money, there was nearly $60,000 in the bag, but from the truth. The weight of the lie she'd carried, the shame her family had endured. She called her brother that night. They hadn't spoken in over 3 years. He cried, too. A week later, Maria gave the confession files to a lawyer. Tomas's record was expunged in 3 months. Maria kept the money, not because she felt it replaced what was stolen, but because she knew Daniel had left it not as payment, but as peace. She used it to open a cleaning business, her own company, and she hired women who had once been invisible. Women like her. Sometimes the truth takes years to surface. Sometimes justice comes in quiet moments, a letter, a locked drawer, a name remembered. But when it comes, it can rewrite everything. If this story gave you chills or hope, share it. Someone out there might be living with a question they've never had answered.